Battlecats version 14.5 update just dropped on the Japanese version, and it is insane. It has 2 new Uber Rares, a Legend Rare, 2 new Zero Legend stages, and so much more, like the return of the NGE Collab. So let's talk about all of it. But before we begin, if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer and pass chips in subscribers, so any help with that would be much appreciated. Without further ado, let's get into it. First up, there is a new Almighty. He is a rusher with a 100% chance to weaken red, angel, and alien enemies to 50% for 4 seconds. He also creates a wave attack and has a spirit that can freeze all enemies. He looks to be rather weak because weaken isn't too strong of an ability. However, he'll still be usable, especially in early to mid game. I think he'll be great once he receives a true form because Almighty Ubers are almost always great. The NGE Collab is returning in the Battlecats, and it's coming with 2 new units. The first of which is a new Uber who has a 50% chance to freeze traitless and angel enemies for 3 seconds. He has quite good range, and although he might be inconsistent, freezing traitless enemies is a very valuable skill because not many cats have anti-traitless abilities, so anything that can crowd control them is very valuable. He also looks super sick, and this is making me so hyped for the collab. And there's an even better unit that's coming to the collab. The unit I'm even more excited for is a variant of a zombie of Dusk, who is a legend rare that is featured in the NGE Collab. He has Eve Angel Killer, long distance, dealing insane damage to traitless enemies, as well as having a chance to knock back them, and having a spirit, different immunities, and Sage Slayer. This unit has so much features, and I think he's going to be a very strong generalist unit and a even stronger anti-traitless. Being able to crowd control traitless units from such a long distance will make them very easy to deal with. So I think this is going to be a fantastic pull if anyone manages to pull him. The final unit they're adding in this update is a crab, and he is a very mediocre barrier breaker, so nothing much more to talk about. There are 2 new true forms added in this update, the first of which being the true form of the Midsummer Rabbit. Her true form combines the abilities of her first 2 forms, making her strong against black and angel enemies, making her have a 100% chance to knock back and slow black and angel enemies. She is also immune to waves. I think overall this is a very good true form and a fantastic improvement over the first 2 forms because she is able to effectively keep black and angel enemies at bay with her 2 crowd controlling abilities. The other true form added in this update is the true form of Thunderjack. In his true form, the only thing that has changed is his targeting, as he now targets alien and Aku enemies. The new Aku targeting is very interesting because it allows him to potentially crowd control and deal damage to Aku enemies. Unfortunately, he doesn't have barrier breaker, so you're going to have to find another way to break the barriers before crowd controlling with him, but he is already a phenomenal unit, so I think he's going to be quite solid against Aku enemies. One new Ultra form of the update is the Ultra form of Mighty Bomber. In his Ultra form, he gains increased health, Omni Strike, Sage Slayer, and a chance to create an explosion. I think this makes him very strong, and he's going to be a great generalist as well as a great specialist because he'll have that chance to make an explosion, which will allow him to crowd control zombie enemies as well as increasing his damage by quite a bit. So overall, a very solid Ultra form. There is 1 new talent set and 1 new ultra talent set in this update. The talents are for Raelin Pelant, and they're actually insane. He gains a 100% chance to survive and a whopping 500% attack increase at 1% health. And because he has that 100% chance to survive, he will gain that massive attack boost, as well as he gains the standard defense buff and attack buff. The fact that he has this insane attack up means that he's going to now become an insane generalist, and I think he is actually going to become very relevant in the meta again. The ultra talents added in this update is for God Emperor Vars. He gets an upgraded chance to slow enemies, attack frequency up buff, and the immunity to waves. Honestly, I wouldn't invest your resources in this unless you're really struggling with relic enemies, because it's very expensive and it's just going to have a marginal improvement and make him a slightly better crowd controller when there's already better options available. There are 2 new Zero Legend subchapters in this update, which is crazy because usually they only add 1. This is also the first time Zero Legend subchapters will have a difficulty of 12 stars instead of 11 stars, meaning there's going to definitely be a difficulty increase in these subchapters. I'm not going to go over the stages too in depth, but the first subchapter adds Puff Zerker and Cappy Jr. in some stages, and I know Cappy Jr. is going to be very cancerous to deal with. The second subchapter adds a new enemy who is a Angel Sage variant of Tacky, who having high health and a 50% chance to knock back cats and a 100% chance to create a explosion, which is going to be a very annoying thing to deal with. Finally, I'll be going over the rest of the changes really quickly. There's a new collab gauntlet featuring the new Neo Genesis enemy variant of that cat unit I showcased earlier. There's a new Otherworld Coliseum, which is very interesting. The restriction is that only 1 uber rare unit can be deployed at a time, but uber rare units have 5% cost and 50% recharge time. So, guess we'll have to uber carry. Overall, I think this update is very phenomenal, and I'm very excited to play it. I think this update gets a Craze Tank Cat out of Cyberpunk Cat. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, and let me know what your favorite change will be for this new update. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye.